My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Alright, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Well, we unlocked the Melting Remnant in last episode, and we also unlocked the secondary leader for the Lazarus League. So I think I know exactly what I'm doing. Well, hang on. Hang on. I should probably make Melting Remnant my lead. Oh, Rector Flicker. I remember you, both priest and gang leader. Rector Flicker has taken advantage of the Armageddon at hand and played the Reformed and the Wickless off against one another, creating an endless cycle of profit through deceit. I don't agree much with his methods, but his charm is hard to ignore. Starts with 5 copies of Dreg in the base deck, 0 cost, 1 size Waxer unit, has Burnout 2. Burnout 2 being an important mechanic for the Melting Remnant, it is a stack counter. At the very end, you die. So Burnout 1, you will die in 1 turn. Burnout 2, you will die in 2 turns. And then we also have the secret ingredients. I could also swap you, actually. Oh my god. Interesting. Maybe that's what we do. We swap our allied leader so that I can get a new card. And that new card is the Erratic Assistant. 0 Ember, 1 size, Graft, Scissor Hands. It's a 9/1 assistant unit, and the Scissor Hands that it gives you when it dies is a 0 Ember equipment that has 9 damage and 0 health. This seems wild. I don't know what to think about this. Do I just want to draw hands full of, well, creatures that are going to die? I mean, that really feels like what Rector Flicker wants to do. Do I have any Pyre Hearts I haven't used yet? Yes, Echo of the Time Father. Once per battle, select the heart to apply Frozen to all non-blight, non-scourge cards in hand. Gosh, that is the only one that I haven't used so far. I will note, Bogworm's Growth would be a lot better for this deck right now, because additional capacity that I don't have to get a gem for is really good when I've got this many units in the deck. In fact, I think I will take Bogworm's Growth. Echo of the Time Father makes so much sense with other characters. A bit more sense, at least. And we also have Covenant 10 still on. Let's go. Oh, I'm keen to see how this goes. Okay. 2 copies of Molten Encasement, a 1 Ember Tomb unit, 1 size. On Extinguish, apply Stealth 2 to friendly units. Then there's also 2 copies of Forevermore Serum. On 1 Ember, Consume, apply Reanimate 1. That would give the Molten Encasement the ability to die again. And then the Wickless Baron, 1 Ember 2 size unit on Harvest. Whenever a unit on the floor dies, gain +5/+5. Sick. Let's start by upgrading our champion. Accumulator. Rector Flicker gets Harvest, +1 damage, +5 health. That would make you a very, 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 very powerful defensive unit. Obviously, I could just sack Dregs and Erratic Assistants in front of you, and then you would get powerful enough. And then there's also Burn Bright Rector Flicker. Has Burnout 3, so I would need to find ways to manage your Burnout. I think with Reanimate and obviously Assistant Cult has Reanimate abilities and the Forevermore Serum and the Molten Encasement, it makes more sense to go for the Accumulator. Oh boy. Winged Steel. After the deployment phase, when you play your 3rd card of the turn, draw 1. Now, it's worth noting, I got a lot of 0 costs in this deck, so that will give me a lot of draw on the early turns. That's really good. Resin Block. When a friendly unit dies, apply +10 damage to that unit. So obviously, only matters if you bring that unit back, but we have a lot of reasons to want to bring that unit back. Also, when a unit dies, applies +10 damage to that unit. If I give Reanimate to a unit, it will die. And then it comes back. And then it has +10 damage. Oh god, it seems like this is really good. This is just an additional draw per turn. This one might define my entire run. In fact, gosh willing, it will. I gotta draw one less per turn here, but it'll be fine. Ideally, I do give myself enough time for units to die on the same floor. Molten encasement on this top line. I guess so. I need units to die on the same line. Oh boy. I actually can't do anything about that collector. How dare you? I don't even have any space to play literally any of the units right now. Okay, look, I'm not going to say this fight's going very well. I've bricked all of my lines and can't do anything. And for that, I have earned the incredible prize of no real harvest triggers on the floor that I really needed them. Not ideal. Also, I will note, my unit died. The molten encasement, it died. It died and it reanimated. Why do you not have +10 damage? On Extinguish applies Stealth 2 to friendly units. So it extinguished, which means it gave the stealth to all of the units, but it doesn't have additional damage. So it triggered Extinguish, which triggers on death, but it did not trigger the resin block. How confident am I that that's a bug? Do they have a report bug button here? I mean, I could go straight to the Discord. I might be missing something. Maybe it'll happen otherwise later. It feels pretty clear that the unit has died. So, I believe resin block should have activated. But maybe I'm missing something. I mean... Okay, no, it died, it gave stealth, and did not gain additional damage. That is unfortunate. That is not going to be as hard carry as I had hoped. Thankfully, we're not going to take pyre damage for it. Beyond the pyre damage we already took. Entombed Explosive with the Calcified Ember. Molten Encasement again. Entombed Explosive being a 1 Ember Tomb with Extinguish deal 65 damage to the front end unit. Obviously a really good unit to give reanimation to. Purifying Cleanse, 0 Ember cost. Apply, restore 15 health and apply Burnout 3 to a friendly unit. I'll take the Entombed Explosive. Sanguine Assistance has the lifesteal equipment. On resolve, gain lifesteal. Rectiflicker having a bunch of lifesteal would actually make you very healthy. That said, another Forevermore serum? Totally fine. Pseudoscience is less fine because I do want the Reanimate 1 from it. Lifesteal 2, Spike 6, significantly less likely. Spike 6 actually I do want. Lifesteal 2 I don't ever really want because the target for that would be the Entombed Explosive, and I would rather consistency rather than 33% of the time being let down quite severely. Remnant, Merchant of Magic in the next area. We could take Lazarus League and Merchant of Steel here. I like the idea of Lazarus League Merchant of Steel because getting a unit that cares about equipment, which more of those exist in Lazarus League, obviously, would be really good because we have all of these equipment from the erratic assistant, which we should be able to use at some point. Quick and endless, but I can't make it both. Okay. That's exactly what I was looking for, by the way. Hydra Armed Horror, zero. Yeah, it's 0 cost because I said so. 2 cost, 2 Ember. 2 Ember, 2 size, rather. Equipped. The equipment is removed. Gain multi-strike 1. Let's give you quick and plus 10 damage. Should I give you plus 14 damage as well? I think so. Heartstone. I could put that on Entombed Explosive, but realistically, I do want you to die. It's just I want you to die when you already have some defense from other units. Wickless Baron, Hydra Armed Horror, Entombed Explosive. I'm not gonna do it. I'll save a little money. We should be much more than fine here. Yes, Mark of Invasion, more units to harvest. Ooh, Bogworm's growth on the top line. Happy to see it. Now, Hydra Armed Horror, you go there. Top floor will get 5 initially. So yeah, I'm actually gonna full harvest the top floor. And then I only want 1 shield steward here. And then the bottom line is just gonna be the dregs and Vampire's Assistant. Vampire's Assistants? Which of these assistants? Erratic Assistants. Thank you that I want to play. The Energizing Flautist is going to move all of these units to the final floor next turn, which is going to be a problem. Not an incredible amount I can do about that, though. I could take down 1 more of the Forsaken here using a Spear Steward. But I could also burn out this Calcified Ember. Next turn, a lot of you make it to the top line. It'd save me effectively 4 damage, right? Because the Vengeful Shard. 4 damage is worth burning that card out of the deck. Gosh, now I do wish that I had some spikes for that top line. Entombed Explosive with 2 Forevermore serums on you. There you go. And you know what? Drake, get him. Yep. I know we lost more than 4 health. What I was saying was that we make 4 health difference with the other choice that we could have made. I'm really not drawing these erratic assistants when I need them. Like, it's pretty dire that I get them at a useful time, unfortunately. Doesn't seem to be really their vibe. I kind of want to see what happens if I use a Forevermore Serum on someone who has Burnout. Do you come back with 2 stacks of Burnout, or do you come back without Burnout? What happens? That's so wild! No, wait, hang on. You come back with I thought it lost Burnout, but kept the Reanimate. Okay. I'm kind of glad that's not what happened. Oh dear, I didn't even leave myself spaces against the boss to play my units now. Thankfully, I do believe my harvested units on that top line will be strong enough for us. Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't have fielded those lines. We're all good, though. Get him, Baron. Oh, I love drafts so much. 1 Ember, 1 size, Burnout 1, Multi-Strike 1. It's just a damage spell. Great unit to reform with the Resin Block as well. It comes with a Calcified Ember, but it is by far the best here. We also have Hallowed Drippings, 0 cost consume, apply Burnout 5 to friendly Burnout units, keeps them alive. Not really what I'm trying to do my Burnout units, though. Pseudoscience. Randomly apply Lifesteal 2, Reanimate 1 or Spike 6. There's also Explosive Reaction, 2 Ember to deal 5 damage as well as apply Unstable 25. And then finally Potion Kit. 1 Ember, 4 health, 8 damage on a unit, as well as the ability to brew. Once every 3 turns, they can mix. I don't have any other brews in the deck, so I'm unlikely to want that. Realistically, that would just end up being a 1 cost that I just throw on the Hydra. But I'm going to take Pseudoscience, because I can see maybe a little bit more utility in it than I previously did. How much does the Merchant of Magic matter to me? Double stack's pretty good on Pseudoscience. Lowering your costs as well as giving you spell chains pretty good. Boy. Getting a Remnant unit? How much do I care about a Remnant unit right now? I do need a 3-line strategy, ultimately. The problem with a 3-line strategy is you really want harvests to be on the same floor as one another, because it benefits whenever a unit on the floor dies, right? So, with there only being a certain amount of allied units and enemy units, you want harvest units to be on the same floor so that they don't compete against one another for growth. And then the Hydra-Armed Horror you also want to be there because it's fundamentally doing the damage to actually hit the enemies. God, maybe it is Merchant of Arms here. I could see a lot of rooms being very helpful right now. That's pretty funny. Inferno Room. Deal 50 damage to all units at the start of combat. That's pretty funny. It just guarantees that I take out my assistants. Guarantees that I kill the units that I want to when I want to. Enchanted Chamber, plus 15 magic power, as well as the fragile cannon. Glass cannon, 1 ember, 50 damage, and fragile for that unit. Obviously, it would immediately get eaten, so I wouldn't have the fragility, but I also wouldn't have the plus 50 damage. Yeah, God, what if Inferno Room was one of my lines? It would compete and take a lot of my harvest triggers away. That's what would happen. God. Doesn't really feel like that synergizes with what we do. Yet. Doesn't feel like it synergizes with what we do yet, should be what I say. Realistically, it would just clear all of the enemies for me, and I would never get to use my abilities to harvest, and then if I don't harvest with Rectiflicker or the Wickless, I just die. I do just die after that. Doesn't matter how many strikes I can give the Hydra-Armed Horror. Gosh, I'm leaning towards reroll so that I can make... Before I do that, let's go to the event. See what's going on in here. Rare Hellhorn, Rare Underlegion, or Rare Stygian Guard. Underlegion for the ability to possibly propagate would be really good. Underlegion for things relating to on-troop death would be really good. It's Underlegion. Fun guy in a suit. 3 amber to consume. Spawn 3. Apply armor to the fun guy equal to 4 times true. It would be 3. Contagious. 2 amber. Consume. Enemy units propagate 4. Add a copy of this card to your discard pile. I don't really have any status effects for my enemies just yet. Racking Brain. 1 ember. Deal damage equal to 3 times the debuff stacks on this unit. Again, I don't really debuff my enemies yet. I don't think I'm likely enough to be able to find more support for any of these things after the fact. So I'm just gonna steal 10 gold and run away. I feel really unfortunate about what's happened in this wingless side for us. I'm leaning towards re-rolling, but if I re-roll and I don't see anything useful, I'm actually toast. Should I keep my money and hit a Merchant of Trinkets really hard next line? I think so. I think that's probably the only real way to go with this. That's a yikes from me, folks. This Archon is going to be a tough sell. Of course, I still have to try and fight for the Titan Essence. I'm going to set up on the bottom line here. Because I know that Archeon's going to begin on the top line. So I have a really good opportunity to drop my erratic assistant there. Have it take the hit. Molten encasement. Realistically, molten encasements aren't actually great units for me to have killed at the moment. Pseudoscience, sure. But I think dropping the calcified ember here is going to be significantly better for us. Scissor Hands will help us start. Oh gosh. 1, 2. Oh boy. I think I lose Rectiflicker here. I definitely didn't want to. Yeah, even if I reanimate you, you do die. Well, so be it. Not obviously going to reanimate you if I know you're going to die. No, that reanimate now goes on an erratic assistance. All right. Excuse me? Excuse me. Hang on. Hang on. Again. Erratic assistant. Graft. When unit has equipment grafted to their body, when they die, the graft is severed for the rest of the combat and the equipment goes into hand. This unit did die. I'm 100% certain it did. I gave it, well, or the other unit rather, had died twice. And I only have 1 Scissor Hands. There's a lot of things that are marked as on-death triggers that do not occur on death when you consider that reanimate specifically says when it is killed, and extinguish triggers occur on reanimate units. So extinguish pauses is triggered on death, grafts is triggered on death. I guess the first time it dies, it separates the graft, and then the second time it's up, it doesn't have the hands to give because it can't regraft new hands to itself. But that doesn't explain resin block. Anyhow. Back to some Scissor Hands. Entombed Explosion with a Forever Raw Serum on this bottom line would be really handy. let units go to the top line if they don't do damage. I let healers go up to that top line. Grand. Also, it's worth noting, by the way, because my units aren't spells, but units, that is to say the 5 default cards I have from each of these characters, my general deck is 27 cards large. My in-play deck, after I played out all of my units, is 1, 2, 3. It is 2 copies of Vengeful Shard and 1 copy of Pseudoscience. Worth keeping in mind. That means if I heavily upgrade any non-consume card, by the end of the fight, it will be pretty much the only card in my deck. Get him, Hydrons. I need to find some reform so that I can actually bring back the assistants so that I have a replenishable source of equipment for the Hydra-Armed Horror. Brain transfer. 2 Ember, brain transfer, sacrifice. Transfer damage and all buff and debuff effects to front-friendly units. Buff and debuff. I have no reason to believe that this will work on multi-strike, but maybe it'll work on multi-strike. I need some clarity about what is considered buff and debuff, because buff says generally positive at their target and represented by green icons. Debuff, generally negative, but no, double stack says status effects as well, which multi-strike is. I'll keep an eye out. There's something there's something about the buff, debuff, and status effect system that I find pretty unclear. Wax and Spike. X cost consume, apply 4x damage, and burn out 4 to friendly units. Neat. And finally, Electricity Chamber. 1 Ember, friendly units gain spikes 8 on summon and reanimate. Insane. That's gonna go in our opening hand. Excuse me. Oh, Greg, I can't do that. In cushion, 1 Ember, 2 size, equipped, gain +3/+3 permanently. I do like the keyword permanently, but unfortunately I had the keyword equipped and I don't want them to fight against one another. Meat Hook, 1 Ember, 2 size, ability Hook Hand. 25 damage, 15 health. Hook Hand has a cooldown of 2, advances a unit, and then applies Dazed 1. That's not bad. It's actually a pretty good unit. Decent amount of damage, too. My goal is for Bogworm's growth to avoid me needing Heaven's Light. Drawing additional cards is really important because most of my deck is 0 cost. Dark Calling. On resolve, Reform 2. Reform 2 random units and apply an additional +10 to them. So bring back 2 dead units and then give them 10 additional damage on top of the 10 damage they got from Resin Block. I do want Accumulator, but literally a resolve reform trigger, what was I just asking for? Literally a moment ago I was asking for exactly that. How would I possibly turn it down? Progress Pacemaker, the first time you mix each turn, mix again. That sounds really good if you have any mixtures in the entire deck. Nefarious Overflow, unstable explosions deal twice as much damage. That is really good if you have any instability in the deck. And Jack Strips, deal 3 piercing damage when an enemy unit moves between floors. This kills them on the second floor that they move to, not the first one. which is important because it means that Rectiflicker can't just sit on the bottom line and farm out all of the harvests from it. They will die on the next floor up. So I would have to set up on the midline, and if I'm setting up on the midline, then I'm less capable of taking care of, you know, there's a lot of enemies that you really want to take care of on the bottom line before they give you Scourges, especially. I'm likely to reroll here, to be honest. Ah. Hello, Inscription event. We could gain the ability worthy. Oh, many lives. Sick. Worthless sacrifice. Worthy, sorry, sacrifice. Gives a cooldown of 2. Sacrifice. Gain 3 Ember. That's pretty good. I mean, you just put that on a Erratic Assistant, and it gives you a Scissor Hands as well as 3 Ember for 0 Ember. Obviously, you want to try and make that unit endless later. Many lives. When a unit with Reanimate is killed, it will be revived with 1 health and lose 1 stack of Reanimate. So that would keep the Draft alive for 3 turns. That's pretty fun. It just gives multi-strike to the Draft. Sorry, not multi-strike. It gives, hang on. Whatchamacallit? Burnout. That's the word. It's like giving 3 burnout to it. Fecundity. Summon. Add a copy of this unit to your hand that costs +1. That's also not bad. The idea is, I guess, if I understand this correctly myself, that I throw that on something like Dreg. Not Dreg, sorry, Erratic Assistant, which is 0 cost. So I play the first one for 0 cost, the second one for 1 cost. And the second one has another one for an additional cost. Right? A copy of this unit to your hand that costs +1. So the copy would also have Fecundity. Damn. This is difficult, yo. I like Worthy Sacrifice because it's the ability to pump energy, but the thing is I also desperately don't need energy right now. Reanimate has some appeal because it will trigger the harvests. It won't trigger most of the things that I care about from it, unfortunately. Electricity Chamber, that's a lot of spikes on the unit that gets reanimated that many times. If I really wanted to, I could just pop it on the Entombed Explosive in order to be able to have a frontliner that dies a bunch of times and deals a bunch of damage for us, so that it helps the Hydra Armed Horror in the meantime. Okay. It's going to be many lives, and it's going to be on the Entombed Explosive. I'd love many lives on an Erratic Assistant, but it don't work like that, friends. I tried it. Wish it did, it didn't. I can see how that would give you an overwhelming amount of power from those units, though, so I think the thing that makes the most sense is Graft severs that unit's connection to the equipment, and there's only one piece of equipment because it was grafted to the individual card. That makes a lot of sense to me. The Resin Block 1 is the one that I'm really rubbing up against, like, that doesn't feel right. Friends Aesthesia. The first time each turn a friendly unit is equipped, gain 1 Ember. Hell yeah. Deepwood Oil. Equipped units gain 10 armor. Perfect. Impossible Wax is also there. When a friendly unit gains burnout, it gains +3 stacks. Not relevant to me, but those two are going to be really good for our Titan. Did you bogworm the top line twice? You did indeed. I'm gonna set up a bottom line, I think. Midline, I think, actually. Rector. Hydra. The Baron. Please kill each of my assistants. Oh, they each get grafts. The graft gives them 10 armor as they summon in. I don't want you to have armor. I want you to die. Damn it. Alas. It's fine. Better done than not. Oh wow, playing the unit counted as grafting as well, so Finalizing gave me an energy. Okay. Electricity chamber. Molten encasement. Wait, hang on, that's not the one I want. Guess I just... No, I want to throw more units out. There we go. The Malevolent Hunter is going to haste past, but thankfully the Fallen Executioner is still going to have to go through the next couple of lines. That'll be handy. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. The graph thing, by the way, that is how it works. So that does make sense. Again, doesn't block done, but this does. So it severs its attachment to the individual piece of equipment, the individual... So it can't give it back because it doesn't have it to give you at the time. Because of the severing, you see. That makes you way worse to reform, though. I'll daze you and deal a bunch of damage to you. Perfect. Scissor hands. Scissor hands. 5 times multi-strike. Just throw these high damage dregs on the bottom line. Then a couple more forever serums on the boy. The entombed explosive that realistically probably won't get to die. Hang on, did I explain the reform mechanic? Give me a second. Reform. When you reform a unit, you return a defeated friendly unit to your hand. You apply +5 damage, +5 health, and 0 ember to its cost, and burn out 1. So it'll die the turn after you resummon it. These changes persist for the duration of the battle, so the second time you reform it, you apply burnout 2. Which is why these backline erratic assistants and dregs are now not dying immediately. Maybe I do still go for capacity. I can't imagine Ember really making the difference here, especially now that Finalizing is giving us like 1 energy on all of the important turns. Get him. Take one of them out of line. And already resolved, so I'm just going to play out my Vengeful Shards and let it happen. We'll slow this one down. Get him, Hydra! 39 by 6, so what's that? 40 by 6 would be 240, so it's 6 less than that. 234 damage. Oh, except for the enemy has Titan skin, so it's 4 less per attack. Get him! Oh, that's dangerous. Engulfed in smoke, 2 ember, apply stealth 2 to friendly units, 0 ember, sacred wicks, consume to reform 2 friendly units. Devourer of Death, 1 ember, 1 size. On harvest, when any unit dies on the floor, gain soul 1. On extinguish, deal damage to enemy units equal to 15 times the soul count. Now, that is also not a banner unit, but if I played that in the position of one of those, of the Entombed Explosive, good lord. Surgical Strike, 1 ember, piercing, deal 4 damage. On Slay, add a copy of this card with Ephemeral to your hand. That's actually a really good way for me to kill my own erratic assistant, because it's piercing specifically, so it goes under their armor. So if I need to kill my own assistant on that turn, I can. That seems relevant to me, to be honest. Acid Shower. Apply on stable 10 and deal 1 damage to enemy units as well as Horrify. I'm taking a second Calcified Ember here. Woof. Equipment or room card, Empyrean Well, Merchant Magic. What do I dupe? And when do we dupe it? I mean, I gotta note, like, I do like the Entombed Explosive with Reanimate 3. That's very nice. Ultimately, I want it to give way to a Devourer of Death. Merchant of Arms over on the right-hand side, Unstable Portal. Unstable Vortex is a little bit of a problem for us, because realistically, it's just remove the Stewards, then it's remove the Spear Stewards, then it's the Molten Encasements? After that, do I get rid of Dregs? Maybe not. I don't really have much deck cost. As long as I have enough draw. Merchant of Arms is a little bit of a problem as well, because I Merchant of Arms is great, actually, because it gives me the ability to put the Electricity Chamber in my opening hand so that I can make it deployable, literally, so that I can play it on the very first turn before I play Rectiflicker, who now has Spikes 8, and then the rest of them. And that makes them much more defensive against most enemies on that bottom line. What about Merchant of Magic? What could you offer me? God, my spells are so garbage. Very little, frankly. Double buffing a spell like in the Empyrean Well and then double buffing a spell in the Merchant of Magic and then doubling it with the Empyrean Well would be appealing, but like none of these get ridiculous with that. Like I can lower the cost of Pseudoscience and give it Spell Chain so that I can cast it 2 times when it comes up. I could dupe that and it would still be fine. Totally fine. I will say, I will want to -1 cost the Surgical Strike, because on Slay, it adds a copy to your hand with Ephemeral, so the Ephemeral copy will add another copy, so if this is 0 cost, I could use it to kill literally all of my Erratic Assistants in the same turn. That's not worth it right now. Huh. Organ Harvester. On Slay, gain Reanimate 1. I am so curious. If I put that on the Entombed Explosive, and then the Doomed Explosive dies, extinguishes, hits the enemy for 65 damage, does the 65 damage from the Entombed Explosive's ability count as the Entombed Explosive, despite the fact that it just died, slaying an enemy? Because then it gives itself reanimate. Again, it's something I need to know, so I'm gonna do it, but it might not be a good thing, but I have to. I actually just do. Also, Fight Club is a decent amount of damage for almost no cost on my behalf. I could even re-roll here if I really wanted to. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Here's the problem. It's obviously units. And, like, it's also obviously Devourer of Death as one of them, because Devourer of Death does not have a banner, right? Doesn't have a banner, can't play it in my opening hand. However, I do get a banner on the Jack-in-the-Box, which on each resolve will summon one of its boxed units. So if I give you Devourer of Death, you will summon the Devourer of Death even if you overstack the floor that you're on. Which would also be, like, that's a way to bypass size requirements. So I could put Rectiflicker, Wickless Baron, and Hydra-Armed Horror on the same floor, and then I could just pop down the Jack-in-the-Box, and it will fill the rest of the spaces. So I could use that to get an Entombed Explosive there, Devourer of Death, and what? That's the key question, right? And what? Hilariously, packing spells into here gives me all the Ephemeral Serums, but then they all cost 1, and they all come out at the same time. Not actually that good. It's definitely going to be Jack-in-the-Box. Definitely going to be Jack-in-the-Box. Now I just need to figure out how to use it. I could save some Ember by by putting the Hydra-Armed Horror in it, but I don't like that for some reason. I guess it's because the Hydra-Armed Horror would be ahead of other units that I don't want it to be ahead of. I can't really reorder my line effectively. There's also another option. Stuff 3 Erratic Assistance in it. Oh my god. It's that. You know why? Because we saw recently that if I dupe this box, I get new copies of the units. Like, the new box has new copies of the units. So those new units should still have their scissor hands on them, and it's 0 cost summoning 0 costs. That seems good to me. Motion of Arms. I do kind of want to remove some cards from my deck, but... What's in the next area? God, it is another Merchant of Trinkets, isn't it? Merchant of Steel. Am I undervaluing you right now? I do want something like... do I want Endless on the Devourer of Death? No, I don't want Endless on the Devourer of Death. Entombed Explosive would make a little more sense. Wickless Baron with Multi-Strike is obviously nice, but it's not make or break. Okay, I'm keeping my money. These two Calcified Embers we're just gonna play. So it's Spear Stewards through and through. -1 energy per turn. Ooh. Never going to be able to play one of these calcified embers. Fine, baby. Ooh, double bulk words growth on the bottom line. Good to see it. So we'll go Electricity Chamber, Rector Flicker, Hydra-Armed Horror. Do I Jack in the Box the bottom line? Because it's going to be a while until I get back to my Wickless Baron anyway. Oh, but that's on Resolve. Triggers after combat, so I'd still have to put you in the back line. If I put you in the back line, you don't die. Yeah, I'll put you on the second line. Sick. Hello, Wickless. Oh, this is great as well. I can use an Erratic Assistant to block your attack. Oh no, it'll block both of them. Oh, that's a problem. I can use a Burnout to block the first attack. Because I still need the Sharp-Eyed Sniper to hit Rector so that it takes... Wait, hang on. No, no, no. Again! You will get spikes. It's fine. Actually, funnily enough... Oh... No, I have to play the Wickless this turn, so I'm not going to get 3 energy and then play out the Calcified Ember. Get him! Thanks for the scissor hands, fool! And now we are set for that line. Hell yes. No, generating that Entombed Explosive is a good idea. I was considering whether or not I could instead go for the Calcified Ember this turn. I think I'll have more than enough opportunities. I really don't need to worry about that. Entombed Explosive got rebuilt. That's so good. Draft definitely on the top line. Holy hell, look at this. 30 damage twice. Get him, buddy. God, I kind of just want to throw a Fight Club on that top line as well. There's one more Erratic Assistant to be summoned in this mid line. 2 of you still got your equipment on you. Oh, this is so good. Oh! Alright, Organ Harvester, show me your work. I will slow down speed so I can see exactly how that resolves. It's fine, I can incant on that floor, no problem. Okay, so... do you slay? Yep. Yep, it's gaining reanimate on slay. Oh, look, it's got 40 spikes now. Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah, I'm going with this. I mean, yeah, this is the calcified ember turn. Told you it was coming. Oh, the revenge trigger is -1 Titan skin. I was like, what are you doing on revenge? Are you getting more powerful? No, you're getting weaker. Memories of the... Oh my god. 0 Ember, consume. Gain 1 energy for every friendly unit death this battle. Do I want infinity energy in a single card? Maybe. Engulfed in smoke and sacred wicks. Sure. Weaponized prosthetic. 1 Ember, remove equipment from a unit, apply 30 additional damage to it. I mean, look, it's not bad, but it does come with a calcified ember, and I'm trying to get rid of those right now. Retreat, apply dazed 1 to a single unit. Acid shower, unstable to all enemy units and deal 1 damage. That's a good AoE setup. If I really need it, I'll be glad that I have that. Yeah, it was Merchant of Trinkets to exploit this time. Gain 5 gold when a friendly enemy dies. Gain 5 gold. Find 5 when a friendly unit dies. Well, I have yes, that's almost the only thing I do. There's also at the end of turn, unstable increases by 5, as well as increase the number of choices when using mix by 1. Neither of those are especially important to me, so I'll redraw. Units and spells each gain an extra upgrade slot. There's also on deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck, reduces cost to 0. I mean, I do have a second room as well, so yeah, perfect. Units gain an extra upgrade slot or spells. I mean, spells are so much less important. That's what we've been saying over the course of the entire run so far. Spells ain't nothing. These 2 Molten Encasements are kind of really disappointing, but so are the Shield Stewards. You 2 first, and I'll save the money rather than another removal right now. Merchant of Magic, Forgotten Boons, and then Empyrean Well. I could actually see that, maybe? Yeah, especially with Memories of the Melted, removing Consume would be insane. Removing Consume and duping it? Oh boy. Shield yourself from damage all you like, Kale. Death comes. Death approaches. Ideal. Malevolent Hunter is going to haste to the final floor as well. I mean, I could give Organovs to the backline here, but realistically, I do want to give this Slay Reanimate to a different target. That said, pushing another 39 damage against the Fallen Execution, it does seem like a good defensive choice for us right now. should definitely let that draft die, though. And we've got a bunch of 15s on the next floor as well. Maybe I can get away with this. No. Gift, horsemouth, etc. What do I need? Damage. And it's offering it to me. No, thank you. I would like different damage, thank you. That's my impression of me making a mistake. Double drag summon in order to defend them. I mean, I'd love Devourer of Death to be on the bottom line, but I can't put you there at the moment. I mean, draft certainly fits. Ah, lifesteal on the Wickless Baron. You'll heal back up. Yay! Memories of the Melted. I already have enough mana to play everything I want this turn, but I could also go Memories of the Melted instead. Y'all on this lane are struggling with damage, so I'm gonna push with y'all. It's not bad. Who really wants to reanimate, though? I don't know. I don't think I want to play all of these right now. Like, I think the closest is... Oh, actually it is. Piercing... Piercing, I'll take out you two, and then 2 scissor hands for you. And yet we still get to take out the Holy Cherub, so it doesn't give the additional damage shield to Kale. Great. I could also use Surgical Strike on the bottom line. I guess I could also take out these 2 erratic assistants. This one does get taken out before battle starts anyway, so I may as well do it myself. The math changed. I really want this bottom line to be successful. Meat hook. Pull that bad boy out of there. Then I'm gonna put Forevermore Serum on you twice, and then I'm gonna kill you with my own Surgical Strike. A couple of times. There we go. Now we got a bunch of stealth on this line, and we're taking out the right targets. Realistically, I just need the Hydra-Armed Horror to actually have some stats. Get some multicast, finally, buddy. I mean, I do have... I do need to play my Calcified Embers this turn, but at the same rate, I'm holding the Entombed Explosive. It's fine. As long as it kills them, my bottom line is already good enough. And only getting better. I'm playing the Calcified Ember this turn. They're all dying to spikes, but they will die to spikes if they hit a different unit, so... I'll throw something else down, and I'm also going to throw down the Devourer of Death just behind it. It's time to start getting some souls, buddy. You have to eat, you have to keep your strength up. So I'll take 1 damage for removing my corruption. This one's a wee bit harder. It's fine, it's still worth it. Second Ember out and we're done. Have to take 2 more damage to Vengeful Shards though. Top line farms gold for us with all of our units just burning out and getting resummoned every turn. Oh yeah, our in-play deck is so small. We're gonna have our Vengeful Shards pretty much every turn, so maybe I do need energy. That doesn't feel right, but maybe it is the case. Reanimate! Damn it. I didn't want that unit to die yet. And go! Waxen's... Oh. Double-edged barrow. 1 ember, 1 size, graft, double-edged arms. That gives multi-strike to a unit. Obviously, I put that on the Hydra-armed horror. It immediately loses it, so it's something that would go on, you know, Rectiflicker or Wickless Baron. But realistically, that line already gets all of its damage from the Hydra-armed horror. That doesn't seem relevant. Like, those units are just there to be healthy, realistically. It's also Wax and Spike and Remnant Pacts. 1 Ember, consume, apply Endless to a friendly unit. I like that. Endless, the Entombed Explosive. Mostly. Other than that, I could use it to try and keep a unit alive if it's threatened to die otherwise. We are reforming 2 units at the start of every turn, so... 2 cards in my hand are defined by that. I do think I have enough capacity on all of my floors to play all of my units consistently now. So energy would be more about setup and then execution later in the fight when I need to be able to play these vengeful shards. I want to take it to safeguard us against effects that might be too harsh for us. Dark Calling number 2, the reform now adds 15 damage instead of 10. Very minimal, especially considering Resin Block is already adding another 10. Let's go with Accumulator number 2, so I get more damage and twice as much damage and health from each harvest. Spell Chain and Holdover. Wow. So Holdover would give me the ability to make the Surgical Strike just give me all of my units, all of my Surgeon units. Spell Chain. I mean, Spell Chain, Memories of the Melted, gives me the ability to get a stupid amount of energy. The only thing is, what do I do with it? There's a duplication here as well. I really want the duplication to be another Jack-in-the-Box. More assistance for me. So what does that mean then? It means that I want Surgical Strike to first and foremost be 0 cost, and secondly be available consistently. But at the right time? I don't think Holdover is the right choice for that. Spell Chain on Memories of the Melted and then possibly removing Consume from it later, like, there's a lot of appeal to that. It makes any X-Cost card in my deck the most insane card in the deck. I think that's worth a speculative pick here. Plus 10 magic power for 10 energy. I mean, Surgical Strike needs a negative cost as well as possibly Permafrost, maybe. Seems really good there. So we'll take Acid Shower instead. -2 cost gain Consume, not relevant on any of you. And Holdover, also not relevant here. I'll take the reroll. There's the -1 costing for Surgical Strike. Also, double stack on Pseudoscience certainly makes me much more interested. Yeah, we'll do it on the one that I get to play multiple times. That having Spell Chain now would make more sense. 20 magic power consume. No, I need that card to be more consistent in the deck. Holy Stone, heal your Pyre for the cost of this card. No, not relevant here. I'll save some more money. Empyrean Well, again, are you going to be my Jack-in-the-Box? Yes. More equipment. More equipment by 3. A Penitent Press Stone has spawned on each floor. You mean a unit I can kill myself against? Seems ideal to me. Electricity Chamber for the bottom round. Rector Flicker. Wickless Baron behind because Rector Flicker gets more health now. Hydron's Horror. The Jack-in-the-Box would summon Erratic Assistance in front of it, but again, it does it at the end of the turn, unfortunately. Maybe I put both Jacks in the box on the same floor. Ah. I can't undo my beginning, can I? No, I cannot. Okay, Jack in the Box, because it has damage from the Fight Club, is going to attack the Bennett Breaststone and immediately die. That said, they will both immediately be reformed next turn by Rector Flicker, so this is going to be an interesting way to learn how that will act. So shower on this floor will take you all out handily. Each of these dregs will die, striking the Bennett Breaststone. Very useful. Great harvest trees for us. And Trap will do the same. Jack in the Box right there. Entombed Explosive, and now you have on Slay gain Reanimate. Next damage from spell or ability. Extinguish is a trigger, not an ability. So I think we're fine on that one. Devourer of Death, I do want you on that line as well, please. I mean, yeah, you can incant all you'd like on this bottom line. It's actually not at all even slightly a problem for us. Oh, 8 spikes, insane. Memories of the Melted for infinite energy on this turn that I don't need any? G? Let's give Endless to the Entombed Explosive, absolutely. I want this line to be able to push through to the Collector. I don't expect that it will be able to, though. 32, 32, 12, 12, no. 64, 24, 88, 9. I'm not capable of getting the Collector in the back line, unfortunately, here. Oh, if only the meat hook was on that floor. Oh, it'd be perfect. Alas. Hang the heck on, how? Oh, I forgot about Fight Club! Woo, we can literally do it! Hell yeah! I still haven't done anything for Hydram's monstrosity back there. You need some equipment, friend. None of these erratic assistants have been summoned and or died yet, though. Good boy. How dare you silence my line of units? That's unthinkable. Got a surgical strike him. Oh, you are... You've granted my unit silence, so the equipped ability is not triggering when I equipped anything. And I don't have the ability to take out your unit. How dare you do something like this to me? I'm gonna drop a Molten Encasement on this bottom line to protect us against a lot of this. I mean, we're doing a good amount of damage to the Evac Gladiator now. There you go. I'll let you attack that one. Will I? No. Oh, no, wait, I can't do it. Again, the extinguish triggers aren't relevant on that floor either at the moment. How dare you? Oh my god, the other extinguish trigger also didn't happen, of course. Fine. That'll do. That top line's a problem. Thankfully, I can now start playing the scissor hands. Back Gladiator is only going to end up getting to do 10 damage to our topper. Could be worse, could be worse. He wants to reanimate right now. I mean, I kind of want to give it to this line. Same reason for pseudoscience. Alright. 4 more damage from one of the gladiators, so we're relying on reformed units with a bunch of damage helping us out on that top line. I gotta say, a Drap is certainly one of the ones. I can't let all of you go that healthy past me. Again, this one's not great. Our ability to graft when our Jack in the boxes die on the very first turn is actually very low. Much lower than I wanted it to be. Thankfully, our bottom line has much more than enough health. Of course, I want as many of my units to die in the interim as is possible, so these 2 burnout units go down. Obviously, I will surgical strike my own. Speaking of surgical striking my own units, you need to die as many times as you can. I'll give you the ability to reanimate if that's possible. Nope, okay, fine. again, the most important thing right now, because this unit doesn't get to the top line, because the battle already ends here, is literally just killing as many of my own units as is humanly possible. That'll do it. Okay, so we made like 300 gold over the course of that battle with just the memorial fund. So I feel like that was a pretty good purchase. Nice. 42 damage taken, not great though. Wicked Blaze, 2 Ember Reformer unit and apply plus 10. Worth noting that reforms specific units. They're melting 2 Ember to deal damage equal to 2 enemy units equal to 3 times the number of friendly unit deaths this battle. That is insane, and it's engulfed in smoke for it a bit more stealth. I really don't need the stealth as much. Another copy of Organ Harvester, should I like it, as well as Insatiable Hunger. Friendly units gain lifesteal 2, and then finally Surgical Strike. I will say, Insatiable Hunger literally just to give lifesteal to my bottom line so that they stay healthy even if they're attacking spikes or being swept. Seems like a good tech choice to me. Merchant of Arms, Forgotten Boons, Empyrean Well. So I purchased the Pyrestone Housing and I'm not gonna upgrade a unit to get 3. Fair enough, I guess. Who am I duping in the Empyrean Well? Like, I really feel like it's literally just get another copy of the Jack-in-the-Box so that I can get as many erratic assistants as possible so that I can make the multi-strike as much as possible. Merchant of Arms says the Inferno Room. 2 Ember to deal 50 damage to all units at the start of combat. Neat. Organ Harvester and Steward's Quarters. Merchant of Trinkets I'm more excited about. Friendly units gain armor 14 on reviving with Reanimate. And he keeps him healthy. But I kind of want him to die? I think I'll appreciate the additional armor at some point. I'll also take Breath of Heaven to advance the back enemy unit when it enters the train. Fate's First Blade. Friendly units gain grade 3 when they lose a stack of burnout. It's good enough damage that I should take it, even though I don't think it's that important to me. Firestone, thank you. 3 initial Ember, very important. Equipping a unit restores them to full health, thank you. And when a card with Consumer's Blade, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit, says Trader's Quill. I have a couple of consumes, and it would help us get some damage on the early turns where I really need it. Sure. Then, Merchant of Arms. Combine 2 equipment cards in 1. I have exactly 1 equipment card. Upgrade something to be in the opening hand. Organ Harvester doesn't make any sense in the opening hand because it wants to go on a specific unit that isn't even played yet. This one feels a lot like I'm using this for removals, and then I'm using the other one for removals as well. These Molten Encasements are not units that I really want to be reviving consistently. Yes, gaining stealth is nice, but gaining an inconsistent amount of stealth and a unit that doesn't do that much damage, not. Dregs are completely fine as a unit to resummon. That doesn't make them good, though. I'll take one of them out of the deck. Use the Empyrean Well for another Jack-in-the-Box. And let's see how the Seraph deals with these. Good lord, so many bogworms on this bottom line. Surgical Strike just takes down all of the misshapen Wrens. Fun. Okay, I don't want Endless on anything just yet. I'll daze you so I don't have to worry about Jack-in-the-Box getting taken down here. Draft doesn't want Endless. I don't want to redraw it. I want it to go to the discard pile. However, if I summon you, I can now use the Acid Shower without incurring a stupid amount of corruption on my frontline unit, and then take out the Blightbound Guardian just as easily. 2 Vengeful Shards, not going to play the Remnant Pack this turn, nor Surgical Strikes. Well, I guess I can play a Surgical Strike this turn. You are more than welcome to go to that floor, Seraph, and kill the erratic assistant. Oh, I'd hate if you did that. Oh, I'd be really mad. Don't do that. Devourer of Death. Trap, you're not quick, but you will be... Blocks. Hit, blocks. Okay, I need... What, 1 more of you? Great, and then at the very back of that I can put the Devourer of Death, who will survive. Oh, you're giving corruption to all friendly units on that floor. Right. So without being able to daze you, both of the Jack-in-the-Boxes are dying. Right. Not great. Not too much I can do about that right now. I'm just gonna have to play them when they're reformed, unfortunately. Yikes. It's okay, at least I get some of the Scissor Hands equipment first. Last time we got none of it. Two erratic assistants drawn, perfect. Play my own Entombed Explosives, start working with the Scissor Hands. Oh my god, Melting Remnant ready to just blow them all up. I do want that erratic assistant to die. So obviously I'm not going to leap to protect it. I would love to give you more reanimate. It's more spikes. First off, we'll drop the Fatal Melting. Then the Furthermore Serum so that it does damage to the next liner, because otherwise it was just going to kill a unit that was already going to die to the AoE, the Melting Remnant AoE. Yep. Feel free to keep killing that unit. Okay, so one of these Jacks-in-the-Box has summoned well, actually, both of them have summoned a single unit, but both of them are also saying they still have all 3 units. Interesting. daze you so I can save this line from all of the corruption there. Organ Harvester on you. Now you're keeping yourself alive. Perfect. We'll also drop a couple copies of the Forevermore on you. Right, the corruption is enough to take out the Devourer of Death right now. How well am I capable of stopping that? Very minimally. I think I just have to let that unit die. Sucks, but that's sometimes how it goes. It looks like the Jack-in-the-Box doesn't summon a unit if it also dies. So it dies on resolve, but it also doesn't summon the unit. Right, because Burnout counts down every turn. So I guess Burnout kills you before the resolve spawns a new unit? Okay. Not how I thought that was going to go. Oh my god. Are we ready? I can't hear you! Are you ready, kids? Wait, hang on, that one didn't have a... What? What are you talking about? Both of those had the graft symbol on them. Why are you not giving me a card? Oh. Look, graft. It's got the scissor hands. It's got the equipment. Graft, scissor hands. You've got the equipment. Graft, scissor hands. Got the equipment. All of them. Now I go up here and I kill you. Okay, maybe I just didn't have enough space in hand. Nope, that one gave me nothing. What's going on? I don't feel like it's my mistake. If it is, please explain it to me nicely. Don't be mad just because I don't know what's going on. Also, not for nothing, but not to say it happens very commonly in this community, but when someone rudely corrects you on something, it opens them up to the worst possibility, which is they rudely correct you and they're also wrong. Which, oh boy, incredible combination. One or the other, please, if we're doing that. One or the other, at least. Alright, Fatal Melting on the bottom line's fun. Get Corruption on the appropriate target to deserve it. Give Endless to the Entombed Explosive that I want to play constantly. Give it a little bit more Reanimate as well. There we go. That one did have a Scissor Hands for me. I mean, I guess I don't need to do anything else, right? If I want to do some damage, I'll take out both of those just so the draft gets a hit. Yeah. I feel like without the ability to get like 10 multi-strike, we actually are in really dire straits. Wee bit concerned about that, to be frank with you. No incantrics on the bottom floor. Oh, hang on. What's the corruption on our front unit? I may summon a sacrificial unit before I do that. Oh, it was already 53? Never mind. Get showered. God, that does so much damage. Fatal melting for 66 damage to all enemies. It's just not relevant. It's just not. Like, I understand that this assistant who has no equipment is not going to give me equipment. Same with this one. But the other ones did have equipment on them, and then they didn't. What? I can take a hit from a Vengeful Shot if I really need to. More Harvest Triggers available here on the bottom line if I want them. Actually, hang on. Back a stepsy do. Let me hit them with the Acid Rain first for the instability so that that can kind of cascade across the enemies. Insane. Insanely effective. Realistically, just get dazed. I'm gonna hit you. Now, is this enough? Because this guy doubles corruption every time he hits. So, okay, it is. Good to see. You shouldn't tell me you have 3 erratic assistants in you if you don't. Alright. 46 Ember left over just in case I need to use that on something. Whew. I don't know if this is going to be good enough for the Titans. Obviously, I am going to try. But I'm pretty happy that despite some mechanics not working in the way that I had otherwise assumed, we were still able to pull that one across the line. So I feel like Bogworms should be set up on the very bottom line here. It's just too important. I also need defenders to my jacks. What if this floor was just Rector and Wickless, and then the next floor up was Hydra with a Jack-in-the-Box? Because Hydra wants the Fight Club damage. It doesn't care about resummon. And then I could use Meat Hook as a defender and then pop a Jack-in-the-Box on the same floor. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I think that's definitely the right option. I'm kind of surprised I haven't been doing it. Front unit on each floor's got it. Okay, I can't Dazed Entropy, unfortunately. Yikes. I mean, I'm going to be losing the unit anyway, so might as well let it do its thing. Is it possible this is just nowhere near fast enough? Maybe I made an awful mistake. I mean, you die both to the enemy hitting you and also the fact that you'll have corruption from highlights. So even if I gave you reanimate, it wouldn't change anything here. Okie dokie. There's our Entombed Explosive at the bottom line. Very happy to see you. God, middle line's pushing insane damage as well. I really want Entombed Explosive on the bottom line, but also this middle line, it would be able to defend them very effectively. You kill you. Why Entomb healthy? Because the Entomb dies and then gets health back from 14. Why is the Jack-in-the-Box dying? Ah, Trample. Excess damage from Savagery is pushing backwards. Got it. I'll figure something else out. Because if I put a Dreg there... No, enough damage still pushes back. I do need to be able to save the Hydra-Armed Horror, though. And it does do that. Can I give you reanimate? I can. Perfect. You're back. That's all good. It's all good then. We're all fine. Actually means I can get the Entombed Explosive on the bottom line. Thank heck. Really wants to go there. Firelight for a wee bit of damage. And then, realistically, as many units as I can kill. Want to die here? I don't know if I throw all the dregs on that same line, though. Maybe I throw them up here, just... Oh, hang on. Because I do want the vampire to die. Not vampire, erratic system. Sorry. Okay. You are getting reanimated as per... Entombed Explosive, we decided could go on the bottom line alongside the Devourer of Death. Jack the Box is going behind on the top line, and then other dregs will join you. Perfect. Meat Hook's back and better than ever. Everyone except for the Jack-in-the-Box on this line dies. Perfect. Honestly perfect. Scissorhands is ready to full heal and give multi-strike. Obviously, got to get rid of these discordant tolls, the Curse of Entropy as well. Unfortunately, that'll lower our damage on all lines, but it's good enough. We're still alive. Probably summon Meat Hook on this bottom line this turn. Which of you is causing me the most trouble? Realistically, it's the Chosen Assassin. Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep the Devourer of Death alive, but I am able to give Endless to the Entombed Explosive. This draft will also just die as soon as the Rage Wing attacks, but that's just another Harvest trigger, so why not? Perfect. So you've got multi-strike too, but I'm going to summon my reanimated Endless unit. And that will take all of the hits from you. Thank you kindly. Oh my god. I'm going to give it the reanimated. The reanimator, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that just yet, but it'll have that. Oh god, these saps are going to take all of the damage away from the Hydra Arm. That's so bad. Literally, my Harvest floor is going to be the only floor that can actually do anything. God damn it. You know, if I just sack my Meat Hook every turn, I can just daze Savagery every turn. Well, I guess if I bring back the right things. It's not as consistent as I'm otherwise suggesting. I don't think I'm going to be able to deal enough damage to Entropy. Because realistically, the one that deals with Entropy, that's Hydra Armed Horror, but you are losing all of your damage courtesy of these Curses of Entropy. And if I don't play them, they're going to stay... Well, actually, hang on. Hang on, they don't stay in the deck. They're ephemeral. So I could choose to take 3 damage twice instead of get Sap 8 on all my units. And I honestly think I have to make that choice right now. That's... It's got to be the one I take. Acid Shower with his bottom line. And then... I want Fatal Melting. Okay, you don't always have to play the sap. Got it. Important to know. It's got to start a new soul stack, so it's not really that relevant, unfortunately. Right. 1, 2, and then 3, and then corruption applied to the front unit. So a single... You don't even have anyone to summon. Single Forevermore won't do it? Neither will 2. All right, because of the trample. I'm not going to be able to stop the damage on that top line at all. Not unless I played units there specifically as well. I could play units there. I don't want him to attack the buyer directly. He does that with 5 damage. That's that block there. Then you get your... attack. It doesn't really change too much. Chosen Sniper doesn't take enough damage. As much damage on. Let's put Reanimate on a target that actually cares about having it. More and more, I only have one good line. Pseudoscience is pretty good. Easily drop highlights. Our damage against savagery isn't especially good either. Like, our damage against savagery is mainly from Entombed Explosive right now. Yeah, extra reanimate for you is 100% worth it. Go get him, sport. About on half health for each of the backline characters. Unfortunately, it's about every 3 turns that I actually get to engage with them. And yeah, this line is a nightmare. I don't believe that's going to be able to keep you alive. And without that being able to keep you alive, we're not going to be long for this world. We'll be taking an unfortunate amount of higher damage here. Alright, sap me then. Quick with burnout, but it has no multi-strike because it hasn't been equipped with anything this entire run yet. Yeah, it's not ideal. Sure, you have some health, but then you will die, and so will I. 3 and 5. So I literally, if I can't prevent savagery from killing all of my units on this floor this turn, then I will absolutely die, which it's gonna be how it goes. Damn. Needed something stronger. Something that scaled a lot faster. Something that didn't scale off limited resources, to be fair. I didn't know there were limited resources. It was fine. Subsuming Blade, 1 Ember. Subsuming Blade, piercing, deal 5 damage. Slay, increase damage by 3 permanently. And Flicker's Liquor. When you play a unit after deployment, rather, a random card in hand is reduced to 0 cost until played or discard. That's so good. Melting Remnant level up gives us resin removal. Remove all the debuff effects from a friendly unit and all buff effects from enemy units. And Wax Snuffer. Extinguishes effects, trigger an additional time. Very much keen to use that. 1 Ember 2 size. Reforming Ooze has Reanimate 1. When reanimated, plus 6 damage permanently. Love it. Parts Factory on deployment phase. Add a random craft unit to your hand. Also sick. Hell yes. Oh, this even counts as a win streak for the sake of hitting rank 10 wins, Covenant 10 wins. Hell yeah. I'm glad, because I feel like I'm gonna have to try a couple different things against this guy. It's gonna take me a while to figure him out. Account for all of the kinds of things that they can do over the course of a successful run, of course, until we manage to do so. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is the series playlist for all my content of the game past, present, future. YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so channel see supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And a Bob the thanks here, and a special thanks to this episode to 3D. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.